بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة. أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظاما؟ بلى قادرين على أن نسوي بنانا. بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه، يسأل أيان يوم القيامة. فإذا برق البصر وخسف القمر وجمع الشمس والقمر يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر؟ كلا لا وزر، إلى ربك يومئذ المستقر. ينبأ الإنسان يومئذ بما قدم وأخر. بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرا ولو ألقى معاذيرا. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به، إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه، فإذا قرأناه فاتبع قرآنه، ثم إن علينا بيانه. كلا بل تحبون الآجلة وتذرون الآخرة. وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. ووجوه يومئذ باصرة تظن أن يفعل بها فاقرة. كلا إذا بلغت التراقي. كلا إذا بلغت التراقي. كلا إذا بلغت التراقي. وقيل من راق وظن أنه الفراق. وظن أنه الفراق. والتفت الساق بالساق. إلى ربك يومئذ المساق. فلا صدق ولا صلى ولكن كذب وتولى. ثم ذهب إلى أهله يتمطى. أولى لك فأولى، ثم أولى لك فأولى. أيحسب الإنسان أن يترك سدى. ألم يكن نطفة من مني يمنى ثم كان علقة فخلق فسوى فجعل منه الزوجين الذكر والأنثى أليس ذلك بقادر على أن يحيي الموتى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابسين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا فكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا ضحاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا إنا أنزلناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تذكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تعسرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف العولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم تبارك الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا وهو الذي جعل الليل والنهار خلفة لمن أراد أن يذكر أو أراد شكورا وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض حونا فإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما والذين يبيتون لربهم سجدا وقياما والذين يقولون ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى عثاما يضاعف له العذاب يوم القيامة ويخرج فيه مهانا إلا من تاب وعمل عملا صالحا فأولئك يبدل الله سيئاتهم حسنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما. من الشيطان الرجيم ألم أهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تقولوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوا اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون صدق الله العظيم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Inshallah, we're going to extend the Salat al-Isha to 10 o'clock. Inshallah, Salat al-Isha is going to be at 10 o'clock.
Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Wa ba'du, once again, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yesterday, I talked about a topic named unity, a precious commodity, the ways to achieve unity, especially within the ranks and files of the Ummah. You may wish to recall, I listed up to 7 factors or ways through which we can achieve unity. Already we have it, alhamdulillah, but I told you for the sake of clarification that there are some ways through which unity can be achieved. Now, I had said I will not add anything until I ask you, but because of the time constraint, maybe I will just go ahead to complete the remaining 3 factors for us to achieve unity. But may I know, so that I don't want to repeat it, at what point did I stop? I said for Muslim Ummah especially to have good unity. After mentioning about 5 to 7 factors, things should be documented. Writing is very important. Any society that does not have the culture of documenting its activities is leaving a huge gap, especially for the posterity to come after it. They are saying anything documented is likely to be remembered, because ma kutiba qarra wa ma hufidha, they say what? Farra. What is written is likely to be retained than what is just memorized. It can easily be forgotten. Al-Imam al-Bukhari, rahmatullahi alayhi, you hear of Bukhari, this man who was born in the year 194 Hijrah and died in the year 256 Hijrah in the city of Khartang in the Caucasus. Now, compile his Sahih al-Bukhari out of how many hadith? Millions of hadith. He said, I have memorized 100,000 hadith of it. 100,000 of it with chains of transmission, that they are Sahih. And I have memorized 200,000 that are not Sahih. But imagine, if he had left it unwritten, I wouldn't have Sahih al-Bukhari. So he took his pen and compiled just over 7,000 hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. He called it Al-Jami'u Al-Musnadu As-Sahih Al-Mukhtasar. min umur Rasulullah wa ayyamihi. So you can see the point is he wrote, he documented, yes, anything wrote. That is why even in law courts, if you take a matter to a court, they may tell you, well, this kind of thing you are bringing to the court is not known in the law. It's not codified. There is no codification. It's not written. So I said point number 8 for achieving successful unity in the Ummah, right. So teach your kids the attitude of writing. That is why it's even important wherever you go, you have your own jota in your pocket. You come to the majlis of tafsir or preaching, get your pen and your writing pad. Anything that comes your way, which is beneficial, write it down. If you don't have the culture of writing, you lose gallantly. The one that benefits any cycle of learning is those that write. It is unfortunate we have the culture of just listening. But the system I have grown up to know is a system that values reducing everything to documentation for the purpose of retaining. I have been saying this because of the value, the importance of writing. Here I go progressively. Point number 8. For unity to be achieved and to be maintained and as well to be sustained, all right, there has to be schools open for your kids. It's very important. Because those who grow old and older, there are chances of them dying, even though death does not discriminate about the age. But the expectation is that the older you are, it is expected to be closer to death. Is that correct? Not necessarily. So with that in mind, is part of mechanism for achieving unity, you make sure you have a community-based madrasa, schools. Is it wrong? In Yankasa, Mount Hope, what do you call the other one? And Nassau. You have school jointly owned by all of you, these 3 masajid. You say, we want to have the pupils memorizing the Quran after 4 years with their admission. You have unity of purpose. Your ideas are together in making sure the kids memorize the Quran in 4 years with their admission. Wallahi, I can assure you it can be possible. The only problem is me and you and I. If the unity is not there, it's part of lack of unity. I don't want to pay the money. I will not obey the order of the teacher because it's just madrasa, not Western school. That is our negative mentality. All right? Your child will come very, very late. But your babysitter teacher does not come late. And you are ready to pay everything concerning government school. But your own, you don't honor it. Who's going to honor it for you? It's your own. You are supposed to accord to it an importance, honor. You don't do that. Nothing scratches your skin than your finger, they say. Nothing can scratch your skin more than your finger. I don't know if this proverb. Important proverb. Nothing scratches your skin better than your finger. The meaning, nobody can help our schools more than ourselves. Okay. Do we expect somebody to come and clean our masjid? No. It's our place of worship. So we should have unity in cleaning it, taking care of our carpets, attending the lessons and the like. So I'm saying having a school is very important. In any given society, school is of paramount importance because in the madrasa, you teach how to handle masjid. In the madrasa, you are taught how to even pray. That is why the first school in Medina was the Prophet Masjid. Do you know that? When he arrived to Medina, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he began to build the masjid. In the masjid, issues concerning marriage were discussed. In the masjid, tafsirs were conducted. In the masjid, the issues of fiqh were discussed. One day, Abu Huraira went to an area in Medina. He met the Sahaba, companions, buying and selling. He said, hey, O Sahaba, the properties of the Prophet is being shared in the masjid. You're here? They say, what? His properties? Let's run and go and get our share. They were thinking it was material properties. They went to the masjid and said, Abu Huraira, what are the properties? Haven't you seen some people, some giving tafsir? Say, yes. Some fiqh? Yes. Some hadith? Yes. That is the properties now? Come on. العلم ميراث النبي كذا أتى في النس والعلماء هم وراث. Okay? Knowledge is the properties of the Prophet. They never left money or dollars or Dutch bag or whatever. I'm saying, wallahi, with unity, you can produce huffaz, imams within the Bronx area. And you can be shining example of all of the New York boroughs if only you invest in your child education. Some of us have to send their kids to Africa, maybe because here they haven't seen anything workable. Maybe I'm going to take my son to, for example, to Dakar, to the Gambia, to Kumasi, to Accra, for example, to Guinea, Bissau, Guinea, whatever, Nigeria, Kano, Katsina, Sokoto. Maybe my impression is that here I have not seen the total commitment to catch our boys young. You have a lot of daughters and girls who have to be of marriageable age. But do you have the unity of making those girls, get them seated, teach them Islam, instead of allowing them, when somebody comes wanting to marry her, she begins to think of whether is the guy having his own paper? He has that paper, I can marry him. He feels because I'm an American, he wants to come under me. It's lack of knowledge, it's ignorance, come on. But through bringing them together, you educate them, that will be possible. All right? It's a challenging challenge. It's a challenging challenge. That can only be achieved, for example, you have schools, you teach them aqidah, teach them qira'ah. Wouldn't you want to see your son in America, he is working yet is reciting the Quran? He's going and reading the Quran. How many of the boys we have here can come and stand and lead us in prayer? You need unity of purpose, unity of commitment, unity of your pocket, having schools. And you thank God you live in a country where they respect human rights. So I'm saying you can apply and make sure you do it. Get a school and get competent teachers. Don't compromise competence. Don't compromise competence. If I want somebody to teach my son Arabic, he has to speak good Arabic. If I want the Quran, he has to know how Quran should be recited. Otherwise, they say, فَاقِدُ الشَّيْءِ لَا يُعْطِيهِ. He that lacks something, how can he give same to other people? So this is factor number 8 in achieving unity. That is, you have schools. I am suggesting the 3 masajid, or at least here. But through unity, wallahi, the school can wax and wax stronger and stronger. And some other boroughs can borrow leap from you. They'll begin to be saying, wow, that school in the Bronx, in Montauk, for example, they have strong curriculum. Their teachers are competent. Their Arabic is strong. And English is not even lacking. Combine the two. That's very important. That is factor number what? Number 8. Number 9 is very important for the community to have what we call wealth creating alternatives. sources of getting livelihood. It's very important. Okay, our masjid, we need to finance one project, one teaching, one thing. Talking cannot do that. Your pocket has to. So I told you yesterday what? Resourcefulness, materially and intellectually yesterday. But here is something to be added. I'm talking about possessing like business centers. Yeah. We expect our community to have shops of groceries, mechanic shops by the Muslim Ummah, medical stores. Is it beyond our dream? It's possible. But how many of you do you have shops here? Halal food centers. They bring you money, I can assure you. Without money, you can achieve nothing. It's a reality. The bread we eat in the morning, you need it. We should be the ones sourcing the bread and selling same. You will make what they call a hell of money. I don't want to say hell of money, a Jannah money, not hell money. But you don't. You see, it's very important. Source of creating wealth. Send money to Africa, to those people you agree, you believe in them, to do farming for you. Very important. Because if you are independent in food production, you are independent in everything. I know there are some problems. Somebody might send money to house, people who just sitting on the money, some of them. You are toiling, suffering in America, sending, building houses, and somebody there is looking at you as millionaire. He feels as if you are just a servant. You can't talk. He says, are you not there? Are you not working there? If I am working here, trying to save my honor and the honor of my family, why can't you pity and help me? Why can't we join hands? You just want me like a food? I send something, you don't even protect it, you squander, and I took you abuse me? No, that is very bad. What about cattle rearing? You can rear cattle. It's an important source of money. I was traveling 2015 from New York to the city of Milwaukee in, what do you call it, Wisconsin. I passed through Ohio, Indiana, Chicago. When I reached Indiana, I was baffled. I saw what I can call the American Fulanis. The American Fula. A lot of cattle there. It's wonderful. Cattle. With even the kind of cap that we know back home in Africa. And another city in the state of Connecticut is called Farmingdon. Farmingdon. Farming is their pride. It's another source of getting. So it's part of it that a community can stand up and finance a project. Do you know a lot of non-Muslims, they come together to say we want to buy this place, and through communal effort they can do, because everybody that has been consulted has something he dips in the pocket and buys it. Go to London. East London Masjid was built by Bangladeshis. I was in the masjid in London some years back. There was a synagogue bought by the Muslim Ummah from the Jews, converted to masjid. They try. You to do it here. Like I was telling you, in Philadelphia last 2 days, I saw a huge masjid, very big, wallah, bought by just one guy in Saudi Arabia. Very spacious. You see? So money is the king of affairs. But don't, just because you want to get money, you say, okay, let me go and make money regardless of legality. No. Do it legally and not illegally. Illegality is not yours. Legality should be your watchword. So I am saying, number 9 is very important that you create a source of what? Getting money. Yeah. If you're a taxi driver, okay, honor your profession. Honor it. Thank Allah. Don't be looking at somebody more than you are. No. By the time you begin to belittle what is your own, you will never ever thank Allah the Almighty. I get only $100 a day. Okay, I am okay. The other guy is getting 1,000. Okay, I'm asking Allah too to make him way to get 1,000. But I will never envy him for what? If I envy him, I will be in a total trouble. I will get negativity in my heart. I will ask Allah, was'alullaha min fadlihi. Ask Allah out of his bounties. I will even help him to make sure his own wealth get increased. I don't have to have any malicious feeling against him, because Allah gives you and is going to give me. That is very, very important. What about fishing? Another source of getting money. What about barbing house? Source of getting money. In fact, our local cabs of house of people, why don't you open shop of washing cabs here in New York? You have none. I was informed. Somebody told me for his cabs to be washed in the style we know it back in Nigeria, he had to send somebody to Kano after a week. What kind of wahala is this? Why can't you perfect it? Is it impossible? It's not. Sending cab from New York to Kano to Nigeria? I'm saying the local food, the African dish, open it. You get money. Don't belittle the way of getting what is important. All right? Number 10, very important for achieving unity, calling for a meeting, regular meetings for discussing previous issues and the forthcoming issues and the present issues. 3 things. Well, it depends on when are we going to put the meeting. If you set aside weekly, it's going to be boring. Weekly? Come on. Not weekly. Fortnightly? After 2 weeks? Depending on your need. But it's very important to call for a meeting. In Africa, we have what they call town hall meeting. Yeah. Especially if you leave some part, go to other, you will see a big hall. They call it, it is here that we sit, the whole community members, the leaders, the pastors in their religion will come and discuss. If somebody says he wants to be elected as an MP, elders will call him. General meeting, hey, come and sit down. You want to go and represent us? Say yes, okay. What is your agenda for our youth who are looking for admission? Tell us. We don't have potable drinking water. What is going to be your agenda? Say, our roads are death traps, holes, people are dying. What are you going to do? If he says yes, okay, come on, write it down. After writing, sign, seal. We'll go catch you one day. By the time you fail, you know. Unity. So if you offend one, he has offended the whole community. Do we have this kind of idea? Now these beautiful faces are now sitting, mashallah, listening to what is preaching. We shall have things like this. The Amir can tell us, okay, members of our community in the masjid, we are going to have meeting fortnightly, monthly, to discuss the issues of how can we look for a scholarship for our kids to go to Medina University, to Al-Azhar. For example, you can achieve it. Why is it that when some white man enters Islam, they get it easily admitted there? A lot of them did it. They entered Islam newly, some Afro-Americans, some from Canada. They went to Medina, some to Azhar. You come back and teach Islam. The other time I was, Brother Malcolm X Masjid, may Allah have mercy on him, I almost cried. I said, why? This man gave his life to Islam, in my understanding, killed 1964. But why haven't the Muslim world look after his kids? They should have been taken. They've given admission to be schooled in Sunnah and Quran. To come back to America, wallahi, the masjid wouldn't have died. But go there. Is there any regular prayer? I don't know. That is a big misdoing on our part. So through unities, you can achieve a lot of things. Number one, you will give yourself security through unity. I have mentioned all the factors. Have I? Tell me the title of the lecture. Unity, a precious commodity, and the ways to achieve it. I have mentioned the 10 ways. Now, the benefits of unity. Due to time factor, I will mention number one. United we stand, divided we fall. It's a good proverb. They say, united we stand, but divided we fall. So unity gives you protection and security. One old man was dying. He gathered his 10 children, all of them men. He said, well, you can see my situation. I may soon leave you. Leaving them meaning die. But he told his children, 10 of them, all of you go and bring me a stick. The first one brought a stick. The second one, just light stick, not that all the strong. From child number 1, child number 2, up to child number 10. How many sticks? How many sticks? He said, okay, tie them all in one row. They tied all of 10 in one. He said, yes. Number 1, take the collector to break them. He tried, he failed. Papa, it's not possible. I said, okay, I know. Give it to the second son. Try, break them. Now you get it. You understand what he means here. The first, the second, all of them, they failed. I said, okay, just separate them all. All of you should take his own stick, and I want you to break it. Let me see. All of them, they broke it. Now he said, you understand my lesson. I don't have to quote any verse of Quran for you. I don't have to quote any hadith. Common sense teaches to you what I mean. Then he said, why did you fail to break them? I said, no, Papa, we couldn't because they were all together. We were able to break them because they became separated. Look at the message. That's why Allah says in Quran Surah number 8, ayah number 46, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ وَاصْبِرُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الصَّابِرِينَ. Obey Allah and obey the Messenger. Do not argue with one another. Do not be fragmented. Otherwise, your strength will be taken away from you. Especially you live in diaspora. Diaspora away from your ancestral land. You cannot afford not to be united. So number one, unity gives you source of security. Number two, it removes hatred in your mind. Don't look at, I am coming from Kumashi, from Accra, from Banjul, from Dakar, from Guinea-Bissau, from Kano. Forget about that one. You have common denominator. You are Muslims, whether from Asia, whether from Calcutta in India, whether from the Barbados, whether from Haiti, wherever. Forget about it. Allah says, وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ what? So that will remove any hatred in your mind by the time you're united. Benefit number what? Benefit number 3, wallahi, by becoming united, Allah will be pleased with us because we are doing what pleases Him. What pleases Him. And you attain Allah's pleasure by doing what pleases Him. Allah nas'aluka an tuyassir umurana hatta naf'ala ma yurdika ya Rabbal Alameen. I say Ameen. You should say Ameen. Ameen ya Allah. Point number 3 about the importance of unity. Wallahi, by being united, nobody can come and conquer you. They say, they're united. Do you know, even for nations to be conquered, they have to be divided. Why did America fought the Civil War during Abraham Lincoln? Because if they allowed it, they will be weakened. They were united. America had how many states at the beginning? Only 13. 13 at the beginning. They went there in the city of Philadelphia and wrote the Constitution. They said America is independent on the 4th of July, 1776. The states were Delaware, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, North and South Carolina. You know better than I do, 13. But now you're talking about 50, 51 or 50? 51? 50 states. So you see, for you to confront it, you have to know, it's a big country, 50 states. Nigeria with how many states? Nigeria. Nigeria 51? I shall tell you that one. Nigeria. How many states? How many? 36, 36. America is around Nigeria. How many states? 14. Are we going to catch America? I don't know. Ghana, how many regions? 10 regions. I am only telling you that states, regions, but they come together to have a unity. That is benefit number 3. A nation like China, who can confront China today? China takes 1/6 of the world population. Somebody told me if they were to hold the hands, one man holding one hand, they will just cycle the whole world. It's a trouble. They are all over the world looking for source of livelihood. Because big population should be a source of blessing. Isn't it? In my thinking. So another important and value of unity, after I've mentioned it, how many? Number 4, you will be keeping the sunnah of Prophet alive. Do you know that? Because the Sahaba were united and they embarked on emigration. First to Abyssinia, Ethiopia, the first one. 4 years after the Prophet was commissioned to prophethood. 4 years later to 5 years, the Meccans persecuted them. He said, well, go to Abyssinia. There is a king. Under him, nobody is harmed. It's called Neges. So 18 men and 11 women set out that time. I was talking to a brother in Philadelphia. He said, sir, I am from Ethiopia. I said, well, Ethiopia? But I was in Addis Ababa some years back. I was looking for where my prophet went. The Sahaba. They call it the Negos City. So one day I will get time to pay a visit there. So the point is, you see, they were united. They had to leave Mecca to Medina, to Abyssinia. Later, a second migration also took place. And finally, they were commanded to leave Medina and Mecca to Medina. They went en masse. Some days and weeks, the Prophet reached Quba. The first man to give the Prophet accommodation was an old man. His name is Kulthum ibn al-Hidim. An old man. Kulthum ibn al-Hidim. He was accommodated. He remained in Quba area before entering the interior of Medina properly later. They were all united. Everybody wanted the Prophet to come and eat from my house. Unity. And they came from Medina. More than 500 people came with sword. Ya Rasulullah, ilay ya Rasulullah. You know, you can see the tears of joy and ecstasy. Great solution, unity. When he wanted to build his masjid, the masjid of Medina today, if you go, was built on just an open ground where date used to be spread to be baked by what? Sun. The place belonged to two orphans, but they were united in giving the Prophet ﷺ that place to do. So I'm saying this is very important in making sure you are keeping the sunnah of the Prophet alive through unity. If the unity is strong amongst the Muslim Ummah, if somebody brings food to you brings a food to you for you to eat, you want to put the food in your mouth, then you remember, my neighbor next house, a Muslim, has not eaten. Let me put aside my desire to eat. Let me take it to my neighbor next house. Because of unity. This happened with the Sahaba. With the Sahaba. A Sahabi was dying in the field of war. They brought water for him to drink. He looked and said, well, I want it. But my brother, who is also down in blood, is in need of that water. Please take it to him. He wanted to, he said, okay, but my friend next is in need of it. Take it to him. Until the water came back to the original donator or donor, before it returned to him, he passed away. That kind of spirit, do we have it today? So, benefit number 4, it makes us keep the Sunnah Prophet alive. Do you remember when a man came to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, I am a stranger. When it was the time for them to disperse, he said, who will give this man accommodation? One poor man amongst the Medina inhabitants. A poor man said, Ya Rasulullah, I will take him to my house to give him what to eat the dinner. And but the man was not sure if there was any food in the house. He was not sure. He went to his wife telling her, darling, as we will say today, what do we have? Because I have a guest of the Prophet. She said, what? But the only remaining food is for the kids. You cannot have it too. I cannot have my share. He said, well, allow the kid today to sleep in hunger. I must feed the guests of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You women, you have your ways of placating the kids. Use that to make them sleep. But the Prophet guest has to eat. La ilaha illallah. And the food was brought to the guest. And the guest entered the room to eat, and the owner of the house also joined him, so as to make the guests feel as if they were together in eating. And there was no light, there was darkness. The guests began to eat, and the Megiddo, the owner of the house also, was just banking the container to give the impression he was eating. He was not eating. He was just, banging that, bam, so that he'll say, oh, he's also eating with me. He felt if I should eat, it will not be enough for me and him. Let him take it all. Can you behave like this today? Can I do today? Ya Allah. Oh Allah, strengthen our iman. Until the guest ate and drank water, and at the end of it, they went to masjid for Fajr prayer. In that night, Allah sent revelation to the Prophet ﷺ, telling him about the behavior of the gentleman. When they entered masjid, the man and his gaze after the prayer was done, the Prophet looked at him. He said, Inna Allaha ajiba. In one riwayah, Inna Allaha dhahika min sani'ikum. Allah laughed. Look at it. Allah laughed in appreciation of what you did to the guest. La ilaha illallah. It is on that instance an ayah was revealed. وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَصَاصَةٌ وَمَن يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. They prefer other people's needs above their needs, even though they are in wants. I'm saying point number 4, benefit number 4 of unity, it makes us keep alive the sunnah of the Prophet. Some of the examples are what I have told you. There are so many. Beauty, benefit, virtues of unity number 5, it increases the level of your love with one another. Wallah. So that if your brother is sick, you begin to find out where is he. Especially in this time of a cellular age. I haven't seen him in the masjid. Where is he? Assalamu alaikum. How are you, brother? How are you doing? Beautiful. He feels good. Now, the Imam, our father, the old man, the president of this masjid, I was informed he's sick. How many of you have you visited him? How many of you have visited him, for example? How many of us get time to go to hospital Lincoln or what do you call it, Bronx, Lebanon, to visit, especially to the Muslim inmates? Assalamu alaikum. How many of us do we gather some food items, if it's possible, to go to corrections home to see the inmate as Muslims? How many? It's part of what unity can bring to you. Even the political leaders in the city you live, if they know you are a community united, they respect you even the more. Because that will stop somebody from going and be just gossiping. They would like to come and get your votes. They may respect you. If they come looking for our vote, then our leader should tell them, okay, this is our own agenda. What can you do? We are not politicians, but since we live here, we agree to work with you to keep the country even safer and safer, to make the economy grows better. That's something very important. But our communities are saying X, Y, Z. Through unity, nobody will go and say, no, they are lying, forget about it. No. If there's unity, you wouldn't go and stab your people at the back. You have one common decision taken, collective decision, unanimous decision, consensual decision. It's very important. It's the time. So, in the light of these brothers and sisters in absentia, unity, a precious commodity. The ways to achieve it, I have mentioned 10 ways and about 5 benefits that, wallahi, will definitely be important for all of us. We stop here, asking Allah the Almighty to bless the congregation. And you should know, if I have many classes, you know how to organize it. Our brother, our Imam, Sheikh Isa has traveled, you know, to Ghana. We ask Allah the Almighty to take them home safely and come back safely, hitch-freely, inshallah ta'ala. And all our people undertaking trips, may Allah take them in peace and stability and bring them. We wish them all the mercies, as they say, in the roads. Do you have any Q&A? سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم.